Ever wondered what mysteries lie buried beneath the earth? Today we're uncovering secrets that have been silent for millennia, each one more unsettling than the last. These finds are not just relics. They're echoes of a past that's both fascinating and terrifying. From the depths of peat bogs to the heart of ancient tombs, what we've found will astonish and leave you in intrigue. Get ready for a journey into the unknown. Here are the 20 creepiest archaeological discoveries. Number 20. Shackled Skeletons. In 2016, an eerie discovery was made in Palaiophiliro, a suburb of Athens, Greece, where archaeologists unearthed over 80 skeletons with their wrists shackled. This grim find paints a picture of despair, as many of the skeletons were positioned as if they died in agony. These young men, who seemed to have been healthy, met a brutal end. The skeletons are thought to be followers of Cylon, a nobleman and Olympic victor who staged an unsuccessful coup in Athens in the 7th century BCE, an event known as the Cylon Affair. After the failed attempt, Cylon's supporters sought sanctuary in Athena's temple on the Acropolis. Historical records, including those by the historian Thucydides, tell us they were slain upon leaving their refuge. The dating of pottery found with the skeletons aligns with the timeline of this coup, lending weight to this theory. There's speculation that these remains could be those of slaves or criminals, but the manner of their burial suggests they were treated with a certain level of respect, unusual for people of low status. This detail, along with their shackled state, indicates they were likely involved in a significant historical event, possibly victims of a mass execution related to the political turmoil of their time. Number 19. The Screaming Mummies of Egypt. Among Egypt's treasures, a few discoveries send shivers down the spine, like the screaming mummies. Imagine stumbling upon a mummy not serene in death, but with its mouth wide open as if screaming. This eerie sight isn't caused by a curse, but a natural reason. After death, if the jaw isn't tied up, it can drop open due to decay, making it look like the mummy is screaming. One of the most talked about of these mummies is known as Unknown Man E. Found in the late 19th century, his face is twisted in a scream, and his hands are tied behind his back, hinting at a mysterious and possibly dark story. Some think he could have been a prince who fell from grace, or maybe a foreigner of high rank. Another famous case is the mummy of Mer Samun, a temple singer. Her open-mouthed expression adds to the lifelike and unsettling appearance of her mummified remains. These screaming mummies give us a unique peek into the burial customs of ancient Egypt and their beliefs about life after death. Their haunting expressions, frozen over millennia, continue to fascinate and unnerve those who see them. Number 18. Otzi the Iceman. In 1991, Otzi the Iceman was found by hikers in the Alps on the border between Austria and Italy. His body, which had been encased in ice for over 5,300 years, was remarkably well preserved, along with his clothing and tools. This discovery has provided invaluable insights into the life of people from over 5 millennia ago. However, the circumstances of Otzi's death are what truly intrigue researchers and the public alike. Initially thought to have died from natural causes or an accident, further examination in 2001 revealed a more sinister end. An X-ray uncovered an arrowhead lodged in Otzi's shoulder, with a corresponding entry wound on his back, indicating he was likely killed by an arrow shot from behind. Moreover, a severe blow to the head and a hand wound suggested that Otzi had been involved in a confrontation shortly before his demise, painting a picture of a man who met a violent end. The mystery surrounding Otzi doesn't stop with his death. A so-called curse associated with Otzi has sparked further fascination. Several individuals connected to Otzi's discovery and study have experienced misfortunes, leading to rumors of a curse, much like those associated with Egyptian mummies. Number 17. The Vampire Graves of Europe. Throughout Europe, particularly in Poland and Bulgaria, archaeologists have unearthed eerie burial sites that tell tales of ancient fears and superstitions. These so-called vampire graves contain skeletons that have been subjected to startling rituals, such as having iron rods or stones placed in their mouths, hearts, or limbs. These measures were believed to prevent the deceased from rising as vampires. With origins dating back to the 12th century and even earlier, these graves offer a chilling insight into the medieval European fear of the undead. A notable discovery in Bulgaria near the town of Sozopol in 2013 unveiled two men buried with iron stakes driven through their chests, highlighting the lengths people would go to ensure the dead could not return. Similarly, in Poland, graves have been found with the deceased's heads removed and placed between their knees or in their hands, another method believed to keep the dead firmly in the grave. One of the most fascinating finds was in a 17th century cemetery in Pien, Poland, where the grave of a woman dubbed a vampire was uncovered. Her burial was extraordinary. A sickle was placed around her neck and a padlock on her toe. These measures were thought to prevent her, should she rise, from harming the living or escaping her grave. The sickle positioned around her throat would decapitate her if she attempted to sit up, while the padlock symbolized her eternal bondage to the grave. Additionally, her long tooth might have contributed to the belief that she was a vampire. These archaeological efforts, spanning from 2005 to 2009, first focused on early Middle Ages graves rich with valuable items. Later, the focus shifted to a 17th century cemetery, where modern agricultural activities had disturbed the site, leading to the discovery of the vampire burial. Number 16. Bog Bodies. Across the peat bogs of northern Europe, remarkably preserved human remains have been discovered, dating back to the Iron Age. The peculiar conditions of these bogs, with their acidic waters and lack of oxygen, have naturally mummified these bodies. What's striking about these finds is their exceptional preservation. Skin, hair, and even the expressions on their faces remain intact, offering a vivid glimpse into ancient lives. Among these bog bodies, the Tollen man stands out. Found in Denmark in 1950, his preservation was so complete that he was initially mistaken for a recent murder victim. However, it was later determined that he lived around 400 BCE and likely met his end as a ritual sacrifice, a practice believed to be common in Iron Age Europe. Another notable find is the Graubaal man, also discovered in Denmark, whose details are so well preserved that his facial stubble can still be seen. Number 15. Neanderthal Cannibalism. In Belgium's Goyer Cave, remarkable discoveries have unveiled a darker aspect of Neanderthal life: evidence of cannibalism. The bones found within the cave bear marks of being skillfully butchered, marrow removed, and even shaped into tools, similar to the treatment of animal bones found at the same site. This evidence isn't isolated, with similar findings reported at other Neanderthal sites across Europe, though not universally present at all sites. The human remains discovered at Goyer include those of 4 adults and a child, treated in a manner indistinguishable from the animal remains found alongside them. This raises significant questions about the reasons behind such practices. While malnutrition could have driven some groups to desperate measures, the evidence doesn't definitively point to this being the case at Goyer. Another possibility considered is that these acts had a ritualistic or religious significance, although the true motivations may forever remain a mystery. What's unmistakable, however, is the clear sign that in some instances, Neanderthals resorted to cannibalism. Number 14. The Ghost Fleet of Truk Lagoon. In the heart of the Central Pacific lies Truk Lagoon, a silent witness to one of World War II's most haunting chapters. This lagoon, once bustling as a key Japanese naval base, is now an underwater time capsule known as the Ghost Fleet. In February 1944, the tides of war turned dramatically here during Operation Hailstone, a massive U.S. air raid that lasted 2 days. This operation marked the lagoon's transformation into an eerie underwater graveyard, claiming over 60 ships and numerous aircrafts. Today, Truk Lagoon serves as a unique underwater museum, drawing divers into its depths where history is preserved among the coral. It's a place where wartime relics, including tanks, airplanes, and personal belongings of soldiers, remain virtually untouched by time. As divers navigate through this submerged world, they're greeted by a vivid tableau of life during wartime, intertwined with the vibrant coral and marine life that have made these wrecks their home. Number 13. Terracotta Army. In the heart of China, a remarkable discovery was made in 1974 by local farmers near Xi'an. uncovering what would be known as the Terracotta Army. This incredible find consists of over 8,000 life-sized clay soldiers, 130 chariots, and 670 horses, all designed to serve as eternal protectors for the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the country's first emperor. This army, crafted with astonishing detail, was intended to accompany the emperor into the afterlife, showcasing an unparalleled level of ancient craftsmanship. Each figure in the Terracotta Army is a masterpiece of uniqueness, displaying varied uniforms, hairstyles, and even distinct facial expressions. This not only speaks to the skills of the ancient Chinese artisans, but also provides a fascinating glimpse into the military, cultural, and artistic norms of the Qin dynasty era. Buried for millennia, the Terracotta Army was hidden until its discovery, which has since been hailed as one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. Mysteries still surround the Terracotta Army. Questions about the exact reasons for its creation, the methods employed in crafting such a detailed and extensive array of figures, and the techniques used for their preservation continue to baffle experts, adding a layer of mystique to the site. Number 12. The Grave of the Red Queen. In 1994, an extraordinary discovery was made in the ancient Mayan city of Palenque, the tomb of a figure now known as the Red Queen. This finding is particularly remarkable not only for its contents, but also for the unique burial practices it revealed, diverging from the typical Mayan customs. Unlike the common practice of placing the deceased with their possessions on a bench, the Red Queen was buried in a limestone sarcophagus, setting her apart from the norm. What made this discovery even more intriguing was the Red Queen's burial companions. A young boy of about 10 years old, found decapitated, and a woman in her 30s, whose heart had been removed and body stabbed multiple times, likely sacrifices made in her honor. These chilling details hint at the significant status the Red Queen held in life, suggesting she was of royal lineage. The sarcophagus and its contents were covered in cinnabar, a bright red dye made from mercury sulfide, which not only gave the burial site a striking appearance, but also stained the skeleton a vivid red. This distinctive coloring is why she is referred to as the Red Queen. Despite the clear indicators of her high societal standing and the elaborate nature of her burial, her true identity remains a mystery. Number 11. The Headless Vikings of Dorset. In Dorset, a serene area known for its beautiful landscapes, a chilling discovery was made that uncovers a brutal chapter from the Dark Ages. Archaeologists, while working on a site for a new road in 2012, stumbled upon an ancient burial ground far from ordinary. This site, once a bustling Roman road crossroads, revealed the grim fate of headless Vikings, victims of a mysterious massacre. The excavation, led by experts from Oxford Archaeology, brought to light the remains of 54 headless Vikings, their skulls separated and placed aside, a stark testament to their violent deaths. These young men, mostly under the age of 25, bore the marks of a fierce battle, with injuries from sword blows evident on their skulls, jaws, necks, hands, and arms. The manner of their beheading from front to back suggested they faced their attackers with defiance to the end. Radiocarbon dating places these events between 910 and 1030 AD, confirming these men as Vikings from the Arctic and subarctic regions of Northern Europe. Intriguingly, no personal belongings or clothes were found at the site, painting a dark picture of their final moments. The discovery included some particularly disturbing details, such as the absence of 3 skulls, possibly taken as grim trophies or displayed as warnings. One of the unearthed Vikings had his teeth cosmetically modified, mimicking the style of Harold Bluetooth, a practice that hinted at their elite warrior status. This, along with their origins, suggests these Vikings were part of a feared group, possibly linked to notorious Viking warriors. Today, the remains are preserved at the Dorset County Museum. Number 10. Aztec Skull Rack and Towers. The Aztecs are known for their practice of human sacrifice, and a striking example of this is found in the heart of what was once Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital. Here, archaeologists have uncovered an immense zompantli, or skull rack, situated outside the Templo Mayor. This rack, far from being mere decoration, held deep spiritual significance. In 2015, discoveries expanded to include 2 skull towers flanking this wall, composed entirely of human skulls. These findings, made by the National Institute of Anthropology and History, suggest the presence of thousands of skulls, hinting at the extensive scale of human sacrifice. The skulls are believed to have belonged to sacrificial victims and captured warriors. The process involved initially displaying the skulls on the rack. As they wore down, they would be transferred to the towers. The Spanish conquerors recorded their horror upon witnessing the Tzompantli, a sentiment likely shared by anyone who gazed upon the towering structures adjacent to the massive temple. Number 9. The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are an enigmatic collection of enormous drawings that stretch across the Nazca Desert in southern Peru. These lines, created by the Nazca people from 500 BC to 500 AD, are a fascinating mystery of archaeology. They include a variety of designs, from simple lines and geometric shapes to intricate images of animals, humans, and plants, some of which span more than 200 meters in width. The sheer scale of these drawings means they can only be fully appreciated from the sky, leading to all sorts of theories about their purpose, from astronomical guides to messages for celestial beings. Researchers believe the Nazca Lines were significant in the religious and ceremonial life of the Nazca culture, possibly serving as a giant, sacred landscape designed to attract water and fertility to the arid region. The method of their creation was as straightforward as it was ingenious. The ancient Nazca people removed the top layer of reddish-brown, iron oxide-coated pebbles, revealing the lighter earth below. This contrast created the stunning figures that have lasted for centuries. Despite their ancient origins, the lines have been remarkably preserved due to the stable, dry climate of the Nazca Desert and the flat, stony ground which minimizes wind erosion. Number 8. Tomb of the Great Lord of Sipan. In 1987, Peru became the site of a groundbreaking archaeological find that captivated scholars worldwide: the discovery of the tomb of the Lord of Sipan. This significant find shed light on a once nearly unknown ancient culture, revealing the funerary practices and treasures of a high-ranking individual. Within the tomb, researchers uncovered a spectacular array of artifacts, including a human head crafted from gold with silver eyes, numerous ceramic pieces, copper crowns, shells, and an array of bones. The sarcophagus itself was a treasure trove, containing over 500 objects believed to accompany the Lord of Sipan into the afterlife. These items ranged from ornamental clothing to practical and ceremonial objects, each laying out a narrative of the Lord's status and the culture's artistic prowess. The layout of the tomb provided further intrigue. Beside the Lord were 8 other skeletons, thought to be servants, warriors, and possibly concubines. This raises haunting questions about their deaths. Were they already deceased, or were they sacrificed to accompany their master into the next world? The burial also featured elaborate gold eye and nose protectors and a crown made of shell, elements that speak to the high esteem in which the Lord was held. Number 7. Pompei. Pompei was a bustling center of culture and prosperity nestled under the shadow of Mount Vesuvius. Renowned for its luxurious lifestyle, Pompei was a haven for emperors and Rome's elite, offering everything from trade to extravagant services. It was home to remarkable achievements like the construction of the first amphitheater, predating even Rome's Colosseum. However, tranquility turned to tragedy one October evening in 79 AD, when Mount Vesuvius erupted. This catastrophic event released a lethal combination of gases, lava, and ash with the power of 12 atomic bombs, obliterating Pompei, Herculaneum, and nearby settlements. Buried under ash, Pompei was lost to history for nearly 1,700 years, until rediscovery in the 18th century provided a unique glimpse into ancient Roman life. What makes Pompei particularly haunting are the plaster casts of its victims. These casts, created by pouring plaster into cavities left by decomposed bodies, capture the final agonizing moments of the city's inhabitants. These figures, including families huddled together and individuals overcome by despair, tell a poignant story of life's fragility. Alongside these figures, everyday items and food were also preserved, offering a detailed snapshot of daily life in ancient Rome. Number 6. The Sanxingdui Ruins. In 1986, in the city of Sanxingdui, located in Sichuan, China, an incredible discovery was made by construction workers. They unearthed 2 pits filled with offerings that revealed the existence of a mysterious ancient civilization, previously unknown. This find is packed with hundreds of items including bronze and gold masks, statues, figurines, and exquisite jade and marble artifacts. Historians consider it one of the most crucial archaeological discoveries of the 20th century, dating this civilization back to a period between 3,000 and 5,000 years ago. Before this discovery, the cradle of Chinese civilization was believed to be solely in the Yellow River Basin, known for its historical significance in China's development. However, the Sanxingdui ruins challenged this view by highlighting advanced cultures thriving outside the traditional heartland, suggesting they played a significant role in shaping Chinese civilization. What's particularly fascinating about the Sanxingdui site is the mysterious fate of its people and their culture, which seem to have lasted for only about 350 years. The artifacts found, many of which were intentionally damaged, burned, and then buried, add layers of mystery to the site. Among these relics, dozens of bronze heads with exaggerated features, notably large ears and eyes, stand out. This unique depiction has fueled various speculations, including theories about ancient astronauts or mythical beings, leading some to wonder if these artifacts represent extraterrestrial visits or influences in ancient times. The Sanxingdui civilization's abrupt disappearance, leaving behind such intriguing artifacts, continues to puzzle researchers and the public alike. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. This image appears to be a piece of digital art rather than a photograph of an actual archaeological find. It shows a human female posed alongside a figure that resembles the popular depiction of an alien, specifically a gray, a being characterized by its large head and eyes and small body. The image was possibly created to evoke the mysterious and sometimes unsettling themes associated with extraterrestrial life in popular culture. Art like this could be inspired by the stories and theories that circulate around unexplained phenomena and ancient astronaut theories, which suggest that extraterrestrial beings could have visited Earth in the ancient past and influenced civilization. Do you believe humans have had interactions with aliens? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 5. Cenote Sacrifice. In the heart of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula lies Chichen Itza, a remarkably well-preserved remnant of the ancient Mayan civilization. Flourishing from the 7th to the 10th century CE, this city was a crucial hub in Mayan culture and history, boasting numerous archaeological wonders. However, one feature stands out for its chilling historical significance: a cenote, or natural sinkhole, that reveals a darker aspect of Mayan religious practices. Initially, this cenote was believed to be a mere water source for the Mayans. Yet, discoveries have shown it was also a sacred site where offerings were made to the gods, particularly the water god. Over time, these offerings evolved from precious objects to include human sacrifices. Archaeological evidence indicates that children, maidens, and warriors were among those offered up, their bodies consigned to the cenote's depths in a bid for divine favor or appeasement. Adjacent to the cenote stands the remnants of a structure thought to have been used for purifying the victims before their final sacrifice. From there, they were led to a platform and cast into the abyss, a grim spectacle witnessed from additional platforms surrounding the site. Number 4. The Cursed Tomb of King Tutankhamun. On November 4, 1922, a twist of fate led to one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in history. A young boy, part of a British excavation team led by Howard Carter, was heading home on his donkey when the animal stumbled into a hole. This hole was the first clue to a hidden chamber beneath the sands of Egypt, which Carter and his team would later excavate to reveal the long-lost tomb of King Tutankhamun. King Tut's tomb captured the world's imagination like no other. Unlike the tombs of other pharaohs, which had been looted over the centuries, Tutankhamun's final resting place was found intact, its treasures untouched. This discovery provided an unprecedented glimpse into ancient Egypt's wealth and craftsmanship, with over 5,000 artifacts catalogued from just the tomb's antechamber. On February 16, 1923, Howard Carter opened the sealed burial chamber of King Tutankhamun, untouched for more than 3,000 years. Inside, in a series of 9 protective layers, lay the young king's mummy, surrounded by treasures of gold and precious stones. Carter's careful unwrapping of the mummy revealed the face of Tutankhamun, unseen by the world for nearly 3,500 years. Number 3. The mass child sacrifice in Peru. In 2011, a startling discovery was made in northern Peru at a site known as Huanchaquito Las Llamas. Archaeologists found evidence of what is considered the largest known instance of child sacrifice in history. Over 140 children and 200 young llamas were unearthed, victims of a mass sacrifice event. Through radiocarbon dating, this event was placed between 1400 and 1450 AD, a time when the Chimu civilization was at its zenith. Sacrificial practices, including offerings of food, animals, and sometimes humans, have been part of cultures worldwide, ancient and present, as a means to appease gods or seek favor. However, the scale and nature of the sacrifices at Huanchaquito Las Llamas are particularly harrowing, with evidence suggesting these children, aged between 5 and 14, had their chests cut open, likely for heart removal. This mass sacrifice is believed to have been the Chimu people's response to a severe environmental crisis, possibly triggered by an El Niño event, indicating how drastic measures were taken in times of significant distress. The presence of the llamas, animals of high value in Andean societies, suggests they were offerings meant either to please the gods or to accompany the children in the afterlife. Number 2. The Atakama Giant. The Atacama Desert, the oldest and driest non-polar desert on Earth, spans a vast area of about 600 miles between the coastal Cordillera de la Costa range and the Andes Mountains. This desert, known for its extreme dryness and vast landscapes, has been the site of numerous eerie discoveries, from mysterious bones to ancient sacrificial sites, each adding to its intriguing and somewhat chilling reputation. Among these discoveries is the Atakama Giant, a geoglyph that stands out not for its frightful appearance, but for its puzzling existence. Geoglyphs, like the famous Nazca Lines, are large designs created on the ground with natural elements such as rocks or gravel. The Atakama Giant, also known as the Giant of Tarapacá, is believed to have been made between 900 and 1450 AD. Its creation during this time period leaves many wondering about the techniques and tools used by the people to achieve such a feat. Measuring almost 400 feet in length, it holds the title for the largest anthropomorphic geoglyph in the world. Located on a hillside where more geometric shapes are found, the Atacama Giant adds to the desert's mystique. Its size and the precision of its design continue to be a subject of fascination, offering a window into the advanced understanding and creativity of its creators. Number 1. The Antikythera Mechanism. The Antikythera Mechanism, unearthed from a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera in 1901, is a marvel that has left scientists in awe. This device, dating back to around 100 BCE, is often hailed as the first known analog computer in the world. Imagine, over 2,000 years ago, ancient Greeks had created a machine with more than 30 detailed bronze gears, all encased in a wooden box, showcasing a level of engineering sophistication not seen again for over a millennium. For years, the true purpose of this ancient gadget baffled scholars. However, with the aid of modern research and imaging techniques, its incredible functions have come to light. The Antikythera mechanism was designed to predict astronomical positions, solar and lunar eclipses, and even the timing of the Olympic Games. Its dials display the Greek zodiac, a solar calendar, and on the reverse, a lunar calendar that could predict eclipses with remarkable accuracy. What makes the Antikythera mechanism even more extraordinary is its design. Its complexity and precision mirror that of 18th century clocks, a testament to the advanced engineering skills of the ancient Greeks. This discovery has revolutionized our understanding of ancient technology, proving that our ancestors possessed a far more sophisticated grasp of mechanics and astronomy than previously thought. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.